In this short video, I'll show a few hints on how to solve the bar chart assignment. I'm not going to go through a solution and I'm not going to solve it for you, but I'm just going to show you the steps you should take to solve it and how you can check your own solution one step at a time. As the assignment suggests, you should plan it from a visual part and a data part, so you follow the model view controller principle. And by doing that, here I have my code. I'm not going to show you the actual functions, but I have some init and some loop, but nothing loops at the moment. I've turned it off. And then I have a function to display the data and another to modify the model. You could have different names for these functions. I don't recommend naming them this way. I've created a model that's just an array of 40 random numbers that I entered manually, and I've created a visual part here where I have some HTML and CSS that I can change. And I figured out that if I go to one of them, I could change something by changing the height here. I could set the height. Of course, it sets on all of them, so I need to do that in JavaScript. Let me just reload. So here I can see my model. It's an array of 40 elements, and if I modify the model by calling this function, then it should scroll. So I'll just here call the function modify model, and of course I need to view it again. Has it scrolled? Yes, it seems like it. You can actually, just like in the debugger, you can watch something. You can also use this eye here and create a live expression. It's the same as a watch. And if you add the model, then every time I call the modify model just by pressing cursor up and enter, you can see here that next time 4 would scroll into position 32. And if I do it fast, you can see it scrolls. So this is how I test that the model works. Now all my code for the model part is complete. Then I want to test the view. And that's done here. The display data function takes the model and modifies the CSS. So if I call my display data here, I can see that this is my model and it sets the values to something. And I can just test it. If I change the model, change this one to 32, it should be the same height as this one. That is also 32. So if I say model 0 is 32 and then call display data again, these two should be the same height. Yes, they are. So it works. It actually works. This is my display data function, works, and my modify model function works. So if I call the modify model first and then the display data and then the modify model and display data, modify, display, modify, display, then you should see that it shifts, scrolls slowly here, very slowly. So once I have that down and it works for me to display the data and modify the model, I know both the model and the view works perfectly. So now it's time to do the controlling bit, or making the actual loop that calls them one after the other and repeats itself. So this is my recommended way of testing this very slowly, one step at a time, always knowing what you're doing, not have any more than one unknown at a time. For instance, that's why I have this manually created model here. So I hope that helps you. Enjoy.